Today's episode is one that I have thought long and hard about, right? As a co-parent myself, I thought to myself, what are things that I didn't quite know, or what are the misconceptions I had of co-parenting when I started this journey? And what are the misconceptions that so many people have to this day? As you know, I've got my laptop here, so if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see me now and again. Look to the left. If you're listening, you wouldn't know any different, but I'm being open and transparent. So today's episode is all about co-parenting truths that no one tells you about. And I don't want you to think around these points. And what I mean by that is I don't want you to look for loopholes. I want you to just take in what's being said. That's it. When you come into my home, these episodes are you stepping into my home. When you come into my home and I'm giving you some food for thought, I'm serving you a plate of food for thought, I just want you to be able to sit with it. I don't want you to think, yeah, my co-parent's like that and yeah, this. No, I just want you personally, Lucy, Rebecca, Darren, I want you personally to just sit with what's been said and see if you can apply it to yourself rather than someone else. I think when I put podcast episodes out, when I put videos out, so many of you picture your co-parent, yeah, my co-parent's like this, and yeah, they're like this, and they're this, and they're that. What about you? Allow these episodes to make you think about yourself. And with that being said, let's jump into the first co-parenting truth that no one really tells you about. The other parent's struggles are your child's reality. I'm going to say it again. The other parent's struggles are your child's reality. And what I mean by that, I really want you to take this in. I'm going to apply this to my situation. Try and apply it to your own. My child spends a majority of the time, a very big majority of the time, with his mum. Yeah? And it's always been that way. I'm active, I'm involved, but my child spends a majority of the time with his mum. If my child's mum is stressed, is run down, is anxious, struggling financially, unable to pay the bills, I'm not saying it's my responsibility to pay those bills. But as a parent, I have to understand all of that impacts my son. If my child's mum is upset, anxious, it trickles down to my son because my son is in that environment. That is his reality. His reality is in that moment, he is living with someone who is anxious. He is living with someone that is overwhelmed. He's experiencing certain things secondhand. And it's not to say that his mum's at fault for any of that. That's the reality of it. You can live with your partner. They can be going through certain things and that becomes a part of your reality. So let me say that again. The other parent's struggles are your child's reality. If that child's parent is going through something and you are contributing to that, you are the cause of that, you are indirectly impacting your child. I'm going to hit you from that angle. If you are bringing down the other parent who's with your child, if you are making their life miserable, if you are causing them stress, anxiety, if you are making them have to do 2 jobs because you are not supporting financially, if you are making them have to go without because you are not supporting financially, you are indirectly affecting your child. The other parent's struggles are your child's reality. So, point 2. I'm hoping these flow, but they may not. So point 2, your child knows more than you think. Your child knows more than you think. It doesn't matter what you're trying to keep from your child. It doesn't matter how discreet you try and be. If you and the other parent are not getting along, if you are not a fan of the other parent, and when you go to pick up the child or drop off the child, there's those awkward silences, your child feels that. Have you ever walked into a room? You've had no idea what's going on in that room before you got there. But you walk into a room and instantly you think to yourself, what's going on? I can feel energy. This feels uncomfortable. That energy, that feeling allows you to know the vibe's off here. Your children are feeling that. If you can resolve an issue, resolve an issue. Do not allow issues to build. Do not bring negativity around your child. If you can resolve an issue, resolve an issue. I would rather you, and I'm saying this, I would rather you take your child to another family member's home and have me as the dad pick up my child from there than collect the child from you and our child feel that horrible energy. I don't want my child to feel that energy. I spent years collecting my son from his grandma's because there was this awkwardness between me and his mum. Years. And it wasn't because we was clashing during that time. It was just, there was just going to be this tension. And it was easier. His mum felt it was easier for him to just go to his grandma's and I collect him from there. I didn't have an issue with that because it didn't stop me from seeing my child. Your children know more than you think. More than you think. So when there's those dirty looks, those snide remarks, your children pick up on it. So be mindful of what you're saying to your child. Be mindful of how you're behaving around your child, because your children will pick up on it. Point 3. I've just looked to my left to see what point 3 is. And the reason why I just huffed is because I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I'm going to say it, right? 50-50 is not always best. I hear this from us as men a lot, right? Oh, just go for 50-50. As if it's a threat, or as if it's something to just like, yeah, oh, you know what? Just, yeah, get me 2 of them. Get me 50-50. And yeah, I'll have one of those. 50-50 may make us look good as parents, right? I've got 50% ownership of my child. I'm a 50% parent compared to, like, we're even. However you want to look at it. But the reality is, your child, depending on their age, depending on where their friends live, depending on where you live, depending on what's going on at school, depending on their relationship with the other parent, may not want to be with you 50% of the time. I have no issue, as a parent, I've got no issue with the fact that my son would not want to be with me 50% of the time. He wouldn't. It wouldn't impact him in a positive way. He's got a great relationship with his mum. He's got a great relationship with his stepdad, his stepsister, his brother and sister within that household. It's a whole different world for him over there. Me taking him away from that gives me 50% quote unquote ownership, right? But he's away from his brother and sister. He's away from his mum. He's away from his friends because of the different location. It's longer for him to get to school. So many things impact him. 50-50 is not always best. We use it as a threat, and I don't understand why. Because if we're really here for the benefit of the child, why are we threatening 50-50 when it might not be best for the child? It may be best for you, it may look good on paper, but why are we threatening 50-50, taking people to court for 50-50 when you know this is not best for your child? It just makes you look good. Yes, we are both 2 parents, but you can be, if you are currently, this is what I don't understand. If the split is currently 95-5 or 98-2, you are hardly involved. You now all of a sudden are able to jump to 50-50? How? How can you go from actively not really being involved to now you want 50%? Why not just show up more? Why not just be more present? Why not be more supportive? Why not do all of that? Why are you going to go through the whole court process when that woman or that man is allowing you to come and see your child, but you're refusing to do this, but now you're going to court for 50-50? I don't understand people's mentality. You're currently 95-5, 98-2, but you want 50-50 because you're looking at it as a game. You're looking at it as a way to hurt the other parent. That doesn't benefit your child. It benefits you. Let's move on. This one is one that I kind of learned the hard way, because I was very against at the start my child's mum doing stuff for herself. I was very ego driven. So point 4, a better you equals a better them. A better you equals a better them. And again, I'm speaking from my experience. My child's mum living her life, her best life, right, has a positive impact on my child. My child's mum being more upbeat. My child's mum smiling more, being happy, stress-free, no financial worries, having holidays, all of that. It doesn't impact the type of mum she is. It doesn't impact my son negatively. That has a positive impact because he sees his mum happy, which makes him happy. So many of us try and block the other parent from being happy. And again, you're indirectly affecting your child. All of you out there, men and women, there would be none of you, I'd be really ashamed if any of you would want your mum to be unhappy. Genuinely, like deep down, you want your mum to be unhappy. No child wants their mum to be unhappy. And if your mum's unhappy, you're not happy. So if that's how you are with your own mum, why would you want your child's mum to be unhappy? Why would you not see the benefit to them being happy? Or your child's dad? A better you equals a better them. Don't be afraid to look after yourself. Don't be afraid to prioritize yourself. You are a parent, but that isn't now your whole life. If you are not looking after yourself, you are of no use to no one, including your child. A better you equals a better them. Go on that holiday. Treat yourself to that night out with the girls, with the guys. Buy yourself that outfit you wanted that's going to make you feel better. Stop restricting yourself. Stop living your life because you're now a parent or you're worried about what the other parent will think. Allow your child to see you happy, because a better you equals a better them. Last one. You do not, one more time, you do not have to like each other in order to work together. Stop thinking as co-parents you need to be best friends. Stop thinking as co-parents that everything needs to be perfect, that you have to get along, you have to like each other. There are many co-parents out there right now who can't stand each other, but they both show up for their kids. They dislike each other. They wouldn't be there if they didn't have a child. They wouldn't talk to each other if they didn't have a child. But you know what? They're there every step of the way for their kids. Some of you work with colleagues that you can't stand. You go in every day, you smile. You say hello, good morning. You seem so pleasant, but yet you can't stand these people. But when it comes to your co-parent, you refuse to be involved because you don't like them. Or you can't work with them because you don't like them, so therefore someone isn't allowed to see the child, or someone stops them from seeing the child, or is now absent and disappears because he doesn't like the mum. You do not need to get along and be best friends in order to be there for your children. You need to be grown adults that understand your child comes first, and therefore that's who you're going to prioritize. Putting your differences aside for the benefit of your child. People do it in football teams. People do it at their job. People do it in all aspects of life because they understand there's a bigger purpose and there's a bigger goal. As a parent, you need to be doing that for your child. It doesn't matter if you don't get along. If we're not talking domestic violence, if we're not talking anything like that, if you two just simply do not like each other because something happened in the relationship, someone got cheated on, or you know what, there was a bit of disrespect, someone's moved on, there's a number of reasons why you may not like this person. And I understand you're entitled to that. But you both show up for your child. As grown adults, put that to the side to show up for your child. You do not need to be best friends, but you both need to be focused. That's it. We're there. I like to keep these episodes around 20 minutes long. If there's more stuff you want me to talk on, touch on, please leave a comment. Subscribe. If you made it to the end of this video, I really need you, whatever platform you're on, to leave a comment, like, share it with someone. Because these messages, to me, are very important to get to others. But without you doing and sharing, they won't reach anyone. So thank you for listening. I've enjoyed this episode. I hope they've been of use to you. I hope you've made a note. And until next time, I'm out.